get right into this today. Pull this over here, and I'll just go through quickly our January announcements and brand kit as we always do. Like to make sure everybody is on the same page with what we've got going on. I know we have grown significantly, so we've got a lot of moving parts. So again, just like to go over these in every single meeting. A couple upgrades for the past month. In our dashboard, we have now incorporated something called the Agent Lounge. Agent Lounge is going to be essentially like a Facebook page for our agents to where people can ask questions, people can make recommendations. Lots of cool features are going to be in that dashboard. So I recommend, if you haven't already, sign on to the dashboard, update your information on there. And post in that Agent Lounge, just because we've got over 550 agents now. So that makes it to where people can connect with you even if they don't know you personally. I have gotten referrals through our brokerage. There's, the sky's the limit on what can actually happen. So I encourage you to get set up with our dashboard and our Agent Lounge. Just a reminder, new office number for our Murfreesboro office is here. Starting now, the old number will work for any marketing materials, but if you do new marketing materials, please try to use that new number for our Murfreesboro office. This is manned all of the time, so this will catch any person that doesn't call you personally but ends up calling the office. I've had that happen many times. Just a reminder for agents, make sure you're submitting your files, including your CDAs. We like to pride ourselves on our agents getting paid at closing, not having to wait weeks for a check. So to have that happen, we have to be aware of the numbers in advance to balance everything and make sure you're good to go. So remember to submit your CDAs. We like these about 48 hours before your closing. Before that, it's totally fine, but just make sure we don't have any duplicate documents or incorrect numbers, things like that. And a reminder to check out the 2026 contract changes. So for our GAR forms, they will be changing like they do. They usually change in January each year, and then there's some revisions also in June. So it's something you have to stay on top of to make sure you are familiar with the most recent changes. Now, for our Zach Taylor agents, Victoria, the broker, go in and take classes and get very familiar with the changes that happen for our contracts each year. And actually next month during our February meeting, I can't remember if that's February first Wednesday, February, maybe the 4th, something like that. We'll go over those contract changes. I know a lot of those classes are like 3 or 4 hours long that you'll take. So I try to take those classes, condense the main highlights and the main points of what we actually will use and need, and then give you like a 30-minute or so version. So FYI. If you are in Tennessee and use our priority title company, you can get a $299 credit towards your closing costs. So very, very cool. Our agent meeting for our entire brokerage was yesterday, Tuesday, January 6th. Just a reminder, if you're in the Georgia office or any other state or office, you're welcome to join into any of our meetings. You don't have to be a part of that specific office or in that specific state to take advantage of any of our meetings. We have, through our Murfreesboro class, a training on dot loop training coming up 2 days on Lofty and working with buyers. Also a 2-hour CE training with AI marketing. That probably will be pretty cool. And then working with sellers. So we've got a lot of trainings and opportunities for you to further your business just this month. Again, all of those are at our Murfreesboro office, but you can join in via Zoom. They do a really good job with their trainings there. We have some mastermind classes. Those are in Murfreesboro. And then for our Chattanooga office, we have our team meeting that just took place. And then they're doing another training with a mortgage company for our Georgia office, which is us. Today is our monthly meeting, 12:30. We like to do it the first Wednesday of the month. If you ever have feedback on the time, the day, anything like that, I welcome that because I'm in this full time. Midday during the week tends to work good for me. But if there's ever any suggestions that you have on doing an evening class, weekend, early morning, late at night, whatever you would like to suggest, I'm here. And that is why I am here to help y'all. So I want to make it where people will interact, they will attend these things. So again, keep me posted if we ever need to make any changes to that. We're also going to do an in-person event. We try to do an in-person event at least once a month. We're going to do coffee for closers, and that's going to just be a meetup, hang out, collaborate together Thursday on the 15th at 10 a.m. in Cafe Bloom. That is a new coffee shop downtown Villa Rica. And I will be there. Look forward to seeing hopefully some of y'all there. For our Hawaii training class, that is also going to be today, 9:30, which sounds early, but it's actually like 3:30 this afternoon. So if you want to join in, you're welcome to do that. See what Hawaii's got going on. January brand kits are here. Here are our December top producers. Congratulations. Just some familiar faces on there. And then our remainder of top producers for units sold. And then sales volume producers. Here you go. Just another reminder to get your headshots uploaded to our dashboard so that when you do make top producer, we have your photo to reference you. And then as always, check out our YouTube. We have lots of training on dot loop and compliance. And then connect with us on social media as always. Okay, so formalities are over, and I am going to get into our training. I appreciate everybody being on live today. I love when people join us live. Makes me feel like this is all not for no reason that I'm here and prepared and on today. So again, thank you so much to everybody for being on. Today, we're going to talk about playing offense in 2026. And I just want to remind everybody that this can be interactive. So a lot of times will request you. I know a lot of people are, they usually turn their photos or cameras off. They don't have their mics on. I appreciate that. But I will ask for some participation in the chat. So just drop a word in the chat when I ask. I just want to prepare y'all for that. I love interaction. So this is going to be a short training, but again, it will be interactive. So just get ready for that. Okay, so today, playing offense in 2026. Just want to inform y'all, this is not a motivational speech. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not here to like pump you up and then you start getting in your business and then you're like, oh, defeated. I can't do everything she said to do. The things that I'm going to talk about today are super simple. I like to be a super simple person. I like to do things the right way, the easy way, and do things that are actually going to bring money to my business versus, sitting and spinning my wheels. So what I encourage our agents to do going into 2026 is be on the offense, not on defense. And I'll explain a little more of what that is going to mean. So next slide, I just want to ask a question. Want y'all to go ahead and get your brain ready to go, fingers ready to type on this. I'm going to ask for a one-word answer on this next slide. That is going to be one word. How did 2025 feel for your business? And I am expecting some participation in the chat, hopefully. Come on, guys. I know y'all did some business in 2025. No one. Interesting. Okay. So I'll tell y'all my word for 2025. My word was overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed in 2025. I got a lot of business and didn't have a lot of systems in place, didn't have a lot of people to support the things. Alex said she's new, so it was okay. So okay is her word for 2025. I appreciate that. So I'm, with my word, which is overwhelmed, I am looking into 2026, trying to revamp some systems. I've hired some people on, and I'm really trying to hit the ground running in 2026, again, to be offensive versus being on the defense as well. Sarah said it was her best year, but she still wants to get better. And I know I do too. I'm always trying to get better. So, offense, when we talk about offense for a real estate agent, we're talking about being prepared, we're talking about being proactive, we're talking about being intentional instead of being on the defense. So being on the defense in real estate is reacting to the market. And give me a thumbs up if you feel like that you've been any of these things, because I know I have. Reacting to the market, chasing the next deal, feeling done after a closing. I know there was a time in my business where a transaction would close. Then I'm like, oh, I feel like now I need to go out and, start it all over again. Inconsistent habits, never feeling like you're caught up, never catching up on all the things that you need to do. Learning forms as you need them, not proactively, so that you are already familiar and don't have to make mistakes to learn your lessons on those things. Scrambling around for answers, reactivating after mistakes, what a word, reactivating. What is that? Reacting, I think is what I was supposed to say there. After mistakes versus, again, being proactive in this, and then just hoping that nothing is going to go wrong. That's what we want to get rid of in 2026. And we want to be intentional about making decisions, having dependable income, predictable pipeline, building consistent habits in your business. Business is being built in advance, and knowing the process like the back of your hand before you take on a new client. Fewer surprises, fewer fires to have to put out, and amen on this. This is how I want my business to be, and how I want all of y'all to set up your business so that you can make good money and be, on the offense versus on the defense. Jeff's just listening on his earbuds, so we're glad about that. So with being offensive, the market doesn't decide this. You'll find that people are, agents that are complaining about how bad the market is right now just are reacting to the market. They're not setting their business up to run like a well-greased wheel, even in a good market or a bad market. So I want to encourage y'all today to try to be offensive and to try to get that really going, no matter what the market condition actually may be or look like. So preparation is the advantage for this. You can drop in chat or unmute yourself, whatever you'd like. Who has worked with an agent who is scattered? They're constantly making mistakes. They email you. They have tons of typos. I have worked with several recently, and I know we all make typos, but when we're dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in money and other people's money, you definitely want to be careful about making mistakes and, again, being reactive. So you do want to be prepared. Leslie says, yes, she has worked with agents like this. And I'll just give y'all a little insight to my life. Yesterday, I received an offer from an agent. We listed this house at $259,000. The offer came in at $370,000. And they had an escalation clause in there up to $375,000. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why would they offer this much? So, initial instinct is like, okay, let's sign it. Like, let's get this going. $120,000 over our asking price. Like, yes, let's take it. But I went back just to double check with the agent. Hey, was this intentional? And again, offer price and escalation clause both said the same numbers. And she's like, no, that was a typo. So sorry. Like, initially, do I want to work with an agent that's like going to be making, issues like this with hundreds of thousands of dollars, my client's money or her client's money. No, no. So let's set ourselves apart and be prepared and have the advantage of this. Okay, so the way to do this, before ever talking to a client, you're going to know your process. You're going to understand what could go wrong before you're under pressure. You're going to watch and attend trainings now so that contracts will feel routine later on. You're going to role play the transaction start to finish, and you're going to have consistency in your schedule. I understand that not everybody is full-time in real estate, but you can carve time aside every single week. I'm not even saying it has to be every single day, but every single week to have some kind of consistency in keeping up with the market or reaching out to clients or potential clients or working on the transactions that you've currently got going on, no matter if you work another job. You've got to be ready with your resources. So building out a vendor list and building out relationships with people like attorneys and lenders and home inspectors. That way you're ready before a transaction ever starts. If a buyer comes up to you, because I've had friends before reach out. They're like, hey, we saw this house online. We really want it. Let's go see it this afternoon. I'm like, great. We go see it, make an offer, get the offer accepted that day. And then they're like, okay, now what? And if I wouldn't have been prepared of like, now we need to set up our home inspection. Now you need to turn in your earnest money, things like that. If you're not prepared in advance, the process can go super quick once that gets going. So it's good to have your resources ready, your vendor list and your relationships already built out so you can confidently recommend a home inspector who's actually going to take good care of your clients versus be scurrying around trying to Google people and call around and that kind of thing. My last advice on this is to talk with somebody who's been there and already been in real estate maybe a little bit or has had some transactions under their belt so that you can really get some real life experience and insight to the process and what actually is going on. Sarah backed me up on talking with an agent that doesn't know what they're
Amen. It's so common and crazy.
Yeah. So with this, before ever talking to a client, I just want to reiterate, these are kind of some of the things that I would recommend y'all try to do. And keep in mind, this is not about perfection. This is just about taking ownership of your business and being ready before you get so busy. Because when you do these things, you will get busy and word will start spreading of how good of an agent that you are, and the referrals are going to also start flowing in. So just want to make you prepared for that. Okay, so markets change, rates change, buyers change their minds. Your habits are the only predictable variable. So I encourage y'all, decide today to take your business very seriously. When you start taking it seriously, that's when other people are going to take your business seriously. And it's actually when you're going to see serious money come through. I can definitely attest to that. So what I wrote down, your business is the success of your your business is the sum of your daily habits. So what you're doing every single day is setting you up to be successful in this business or to fail in this business. So everybody get your typing fingers ready. Please, please, please interact with this. Have another one-word answer in the chat coming up. Here's my question. Where does your ideal client come from? And I'm opening my chat up, ready to go. Ready to go. Cheryl says a referral. Yes, me too. Me too, girl. Yes. A referral lead is going to be somebody who has already trusts you. You're already highly recommended to that person. So you're not having to backtrack and get them to trust you before you're, talking to them about the market condition or talking to them about a price of their house, etc. Referrals from past clients. Sarah says random conversations. Yes, that organic marketing is so good. I definitely agree. What I'll say is consistency is usually the missing piece on where these deals are coming from. And putting them into actually, producing closings and producing listings, etc. You have to keep in mind, what actually works for you as well. What works for Cheryl, what works for Sarah is not always going to work for me or work for Jeff or work for Alex. So keep that in mind, what actually works from you. A couple thoughts on this. If you're looking for repeat clients, maybe you can use your CRM to touch base as often as possible. Looking for sphere of influence, like, organic marketing, like Sarah said, just like natural conversations. Maybe you want to use social media to stay top of mind to those people so they can think of you when they think of real estate and they bring that conversation up to you versus you having to chase them down after church or chase them down at a soccer game to remind them that you're in real estate. You want social media leads. I know a lot of people have had consistency with this. Stay consistent in talking to your ideal client when you're posting on social media. If you want open house leads, which I've personally had some success with, schedule your open houses in advance, connect with listing heavy agents. You can Google this, you can Zillow this, you can chat GPT this. Hey, connect me with a listing heavy real estate agent in my area, and I can guarantee that they would love to give you some open houses to host. And those buyers that come through, unless you sign something different with that listing agent, which if they send you anything to sign, you need to send to me so I can look it over. But unless they make you sign something different, then those leads that come through, those are going to be yours to keep. And I've had times where I'm hosting open house. There are sellers, neighbors in the neighborhood coming by just to check out the competition because they're thinking about selling their house. So keep that in mind with open houses. I'm a big fan. Online leads, maybe you need to spend time and money advancing these leads, following up many, many, many times, and be intentional about that. Just my tip is going to be for 2026, you shouldn't obsess over all the things. You need to pick one, not chase all the shiny new things. Pick one thing, your ideal client, your ideal lead source, and really, hit the ground running in 2026 with that specific lead source. So sorry. All right. So in 2026, I encourage y'all to once a day, week, month, commit to a habit that you're going to do no matter what to grow your business. One system that you're going to simplify or build out, and then one consistent touch with leads that you're going to intentionally nurture. Again, I've said this, I'm going to continue to say this, but I like to keep things simple. Keep it simple. Consistency is going to win every single time on this. I, again, recommend avoid chasing shiny new ideas. I know as an agent, my phone rings constantly with people trying to sell me something, take me here, put me there, advertise here. We can help you get more listings. We can help you get more leads. I personally recommend, I'm not saying all of them are bad, but I personally recommend pick one, stick with it. Don't try to spend, $10,000 a month on all the different advertising because it may not pay off. Again, you do you, it's your business. But me personally, I'm going to focus on one or two things that really are going to show results to me and really double down on those things. One suggestion that I have, if you are not a newer agent, look back last year. Where did your transactions come from? Your closings that you actually had and closed, where did those lead sources, where'd those leads come from? Did they come from social media? Was it organic marketing or was it paid marketing? Is it through our Op City program? Was it, sphere of influence, referral, whatever it is? Find out what actually is making you money and double down on those specific things. By the way, Zach Taylor is going to be supporting you in everything that you do. We're here with tools, systems, accountability. So this is not just a pep talk today, like good luck to you, go do your business. If you reach out to me and say, hey, I want to get better on social media, I have videos that I can send you today that can help you with social media. If you want to get better at, knowing all your forms, I have videos today I can send you where I've trained over every single GAR form. And if you'll join in next month to our training, you'll get all the 2026 updates as well. So we're not saying you need to figure out out this all on your own, but we have provided some support. We've provided accountability, and a little plug here for our mentorship program. Sarah Perez is on. She is over our Georgia mentorship program. So if you do need kind of a hand holding, you need support, like a, mentor that's going to be there every day, once a week. I know they have Zoom trainings to kind of give you next steps or ideas or real life experience. Sarah is your girl. You can reach out to her. Sarah, you can drop your email or phone number or whatever you want in the chat for anybody who may be interested in this. Or if anybody wants to reach out to me, I'm happy to share Sarah's information. I am a huge fan of Sarah Perez. Okay, last thing is that I have created a practical tool. I'm only going to give this to the people that are on live today. I'm not going to give this to people if they ask later on. So it is a benefit for you to join our meetings live. This is going to be a client-ready offense checklist. It's meant to support you so your contracts feel calmer. And if you text or you email me, I'm going to send you this, and I think it'll be a great help for you kind of to recap what I've talked about and essentially give you a checklist before you get into those contracts. Just a reminder, future you is going to be grateful that you were proactive, that you were on the offense, not the defense. And if you are going to agree with me, and if you're going to do these things, drop something in the chat or unmute yourself to say, yes, I'm going to do these things, or maybe, something you're going to work on. Also, if anybody has any questions for me before I get into these chat messages, just let me know. You can unmute yourself or again, put it in the chat. I'm here for a couple more minutes to answer any questions before I head off to stage a house in Lawrenceville today. So maybe we'll do a training on staging this year. We'll see. Okay, so Cheryl said she was taught many years ago, the work you're doing today builds the success for tomorrow. And I couldn't agree more, Cheryl. What Zach kind of teaches and preaches on, the owner of our company, he says, what you're doing today is going to affect you like 90 days from now. So if you need a closing like today, you should have worked on that 90 days ago. So you don't kind of wait till you're like, oh, I need some money to start the training, to start the, transaction process. You go ahead and work on that now. And then in about 90 days or so, that's when you're going to see the fruits of your labor. And I can back him up on that and back you up. That is so, so true. All right. Alex says, yes, you're going to work on some stuff. I'm so glad, Alex. And if anybody has any questions, I am here. Here's my cell phone number, my email address. And I'm available anytime. I am so excited for 2026 and our Georgia office. Just to recap, we have a meeting, an in-person meeting in Villa Rica at a coffee shop, Cafe Bloom. It'll just be, an hour and a half. We can just kind of hang out, drink coffee. They have food there. It's a real cute coffee shop, just opened up in Villa Rica, Cafe Bloom. That's 10 a.m. on the 15th. And then next month on February, I'm looking up the date before I tell y'all wrong. February 4th, I was right. February 4th, 12:30, we're going to do our Zach Taylor meeting for Georgia agents. And again, that will be going over the new GAR forms for 2026 and the updates that came to those. Leslie wants a copy. So Leslie, that is my cell phone number and my email address. If you'll text or email me that, just because I don't access our chat after these meetings, if you'll text or email me, I will gladly send you a copy of that. And Alex, I don't know if you were saying yes, you wanted a copy, but if you do, again, my cell phone number is there and my email address. And a training on staging. Got it. Because we did, what did we do? We did about 30 houses. We staged about 30 houses our first year in business. And then I think we did right at 40 last year. So we're not like the busiest staging company by any means, but we are definitely getting some experience staging some houses. So we're happy to do a training on that. I'll make a note. And if anybody else has any suggestions on trainings for 2026, that's what I'm working on right now. So feel free to text me, email me if you need anything specific for training. All right, I'll let all of y'all go. Thank y'all so much for being on today. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you.